So, this is a mess. Hi guys, it's Luna and welcome back to another video. Today's topic, we're talking about Blaire White. Now, she's recently been in some controversy that we're going to get into in this video, but also we're going to talk about some past controversies and some past shit that she has done because I want to make this video long, I don't know. Now, I've been watching Blaire White for like some years now, not super intensely, so like a lot of the stuff I'm finding out for just like the first time today, but I was watching her for a pretty long while, not necessarily because I agreed with everything she said or even the majority of things she said. It was mainly just so I could hear somebody else's opinion. I don't like staying in little echo chambers like everybody else because then I'm become like shocked when I hear, oh, this person thinks this way. That's crazy. No one thinks that. It's like, no, but a lot of people actually do. Actually, there's a whole group of people who think that are scattered throughout the world. It's actually quite more popular than it seems, you know, some shit like that. I don't like being out of the loop when it comes to a lot of stuff, and when I just become like shocked or surprised at something, I get kind of like irritated because I'm like, I should know about this and I should look this up a little bit more. And honestly, a lot of what she said seemed pretty credible, or I agreed with pretty much, or maybe I just took the extra mile to do the extra research because not just her, but YouTubers in general fuck up and don't do their research and say shit out of their ass and assume and imply things all the fucking time and don't correct themselves and don't get corrected because of who they are, their credibility, quote unquote, or whatever, or for many other reasons. So I thought it was just normal because other people have done it. Some people who are calling her out have done it. But even with them, we still have to hold those people accountable and correct them when they are wrong and call them out sometimes. So that's what we're going to do in this video. Now, this all started because of a video that she made about 2-3 weeks ago, I want to say. It was a while ago. But the video was titled, Trans Athlete, I Belong in Women's Sports, Get Over It. Now, just the topic that she's talking about can be a whole other conversation on itself, and if you agree or disagree with those statements, or that trans athletes, like for example male to female, should be competing against someone who was born a female, that's a whole other conversation. But that's not what we're talking about, and that's not why she's in hot water for it. The reason people are so mad is because she accused the athlete Janae Marie Kronk, hopefully I said that right, I've been trying to practice it. She claims that this athlete was participating in women's bodybuilding, I believe, or that area of competition against women, and this is a trans athlete going from male to female. And again, you know, that whole subject can mean a whole argument, or a debate rather, but even though Blaire said that in the video, it turns out that she sipped a whole 2 bottles, I would say, of dumb bitch juice, because if she did the slightest bit of research or even, you know, tried harder than not at all, she would have known that Janae never competed against women, ever. And she said she never would, and it was like a whole thing. But Blaire didn't say that, because I don't think she knew it, because I think she was just, again, drinking at least two bottles of dumb bitch juice and didn't do any little sort of research on the topic. Actually, let me read you an Instagram post, or at least the important parts of the Instagram post about her competing in the male division, actually. Quote, since I'm certain many of you are wondering and will be asking, I'll just address it now. I will be competing in the men's division. Notice I did not say as a male. And no, this does not change the fact I am transgender / gender fluid / non-binary. And at first I was like, oh, well, maybe she just got that information wrong and she was just dumb. However, I later found out, no, that's not what happened actually. Because apparently she commented under Blaire's video, she tweeted at Blaire, and she made Instagram posts about it. And from what I could see, Blaire was active sometime during this time frame, so I don't understand why she didn't respond. I was gonna use the excuse, okay, well maybe she just turned off like her mentions or whatever on Twitter and just didn't go on there, but it seemed like she was active at one point at least. And then I was gonna make the whole thing of, well, maybe she wasn't on YouTube because, you know, when you make a video like this, you can get a lot of hate, and I could see where someone was like, I don't even want to like look at any of that, so I'm gonna cut myself off. But again, I don't think you would just not see that, especially with the overwhelming comments. I think at one point you would have to notice at least one, because people were calling her out left and right on her comments on Twitter, I'm sure on Instagram. So it's just unlikely that she just didn't see it, unless something was happening in her personal life where she was just like, I'm not touching this phone. If that was the case now, that would have made sense, and I actually would have accepted that as an option of like, oh, okay, well, if like a family member died, or if somebody was going through something, or somebody got COVID and you were just like praying for them, or, well, let me not say that, you were hoping that they would get better and that's all you were focusing your attention on, and that's why you didn't see it, that's an understandable reason. But because we don't even have an alternative that is that, I'm like, okay, well, I can't excuse you on this one, sweetie. That was a dumb bitch move. And I know for a fact those aren't alternative options because she came out with an apology and didn't mention any of this.
Hey everyone, in a recent video I made the error of assuming and stating that a trans athlete named Janae competes against both men and women in her sport. As she made clear, that is false. Unlike many other trans athletes, she insists on only competing against men. For this and any other detail I got wrong about her story, I'm very sorry. I made the mistake of not doing enough research and taking rumors about her at face value, which is something I complain about happening to me. I want to be very clear that this is a fuck up on my part, and I take full and total responsibility for any negativity that she's experienced because of that. I also want to be clear that while many are running with the narrative that this was an intentional deception on my part, that's just not true. It was due to less than thorough research, nothing more and nothing less. I've reached out personally to apologize for the error, and have deleted the video. I feel pretty terrible and have decided to take a break from social media and YouTube. The grind of doing content for almost 5 years and putting immense pressure on myself to consistently release things has resulted me in being sloppy with this last video, and I don't want to come back doing videos until I can guarantee this type of mistake doesn't happen again. I really hope everyone understands where I'm coming from with this, and once again, I offer my sincerest apology to Janae above everything else. I have also offered to send Janae the AdSense money I made on the video, and I'm awaiting her acceptance of that. It only seems fair.
Now, it still could be a possibility, but I feel like she would have at least mentioned it or said something about it. But she has been pretty inactive on at least Twitter, so maybe that's still an option, but I don't know it, so it's not one I can use. Now, I read this apology, and I'm like, at that point, honestly, we don't have an excuse for it. You didn't give us anything to work with there. It was basically just like, I sipped some dumb bitch juice. I was dumb. It was misinformation. I didn't mean to do it maliciously. I'm sorry. And at that point, it's kind of hard to believe you. You left it up for 2 weeks, didn't respond to anybody, didn't give us reasons why, didn't say anything, didn't even say like, oh, I was on vacation, so I just didn't see it, nothing. So honestly, I don't know. I forgot to mention this. There also is the fact that on that screenshot that she showed in her video, this one right here, that screenshot is the same as this Instagram post that I was reading off. So literally she didn't even scroll down that Instagram post, which, where are you getting this information from then? Because where are you getting it from your followers and just believing them, or because you didn't see that? You didn't see that? You didn't see the rest of the post? There are questions now. So now it's just becoming a bit less believable, but again, there could be an alternative explanation to that. Could have been a follower, she's believed them out of nowhere, which still would be a stupid thing to do, but at least it's something. But there's not even that. So honestly, at this point, this is a no for me. This is a yikes. I don't know about this. So I then wanted to delve into more of her controversies and more things that she has done to see if this is just a one-time slip-up or if she has a pattern of this. And not shockingly, honestly, I wouldn't say it's a pattern, but it's not the first time. So let's talk about the other. So let's talk about the Tamimi situation. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. I'm sorry if I'm not. Tamimi is a YouTuber with 100,000 subscribers. she made a video on Jeffree Star and Davi Vandy when that whole thing was going on, which, I don't know, that whole situation makes me just, But she made a video on it, which Blaire took a clip from, which isn't that bad. She also didn't credit her, which isn't bad either, because Tamimi said in that video that she didn't care about getting credit for it, which you should give people credit, period. But, you know, some YouTubers shockingly don't do that, and that's actually a common thing with a lot of people, which is a whole other conversation itself. But none of these things were the problem. The problem was that she used clips within that video and used them to make Jeffree Star look good. The specific thing that we're talking about is she used part of that video to talk about how Jeffree Star brought up the Davi Vandy situation a long time ago and said how disgusted he was about it and how it's gross and all of these things. But what Blaire neglected to do was also bring up that he retracted those statements.
But in the first 60 seconds, I want to say, of my Davi Vandy video, I put up screenshots where Jeffree Star says these tweets, and then I emphasize the date on it, and then right after there's another clip of him talking about going on tours and doing all this stuff with Davi and supporting him again and making a song, and then boom, there's the date on it again. And Blaire White had the audacity to omit that information. She clipped it out and made it seem like, wow, Jeffree Star is this hero for saying something about Davi Vandy, and never mentioned the fact that he had retracted his statements.
About Davey, Jeffree says, "I'm gonna speak the truth till I die. We saw Davey bring underage girls to his hotel room and do sexual things. 100% illegal." And this is after touring together, doing music together. I personally went to a couple of these tours when I was a kid, probably 15 years old. And Jeffree says, "I no longer support Davey Vandy and how disgusting he is. Touching and enjoying attention is evil. Off sicko. Being on tour with a child has made me see the truth. I regret ever doing a song with that pig. Rest in peace, because you'll never be me. If you support that piece of then unfollow me because you're supporting child. Davey is the lowest, worthless scum I've ever met."
I think are very interested, and I noticed it in the chat as well, so I want to kind of speak for them and ask this, and I think Jay could really speak to this, or maybe not, I don't know. But the Jeffree Star aspect of this story, and I touched on it in my video, and but I didn't have all the facts, and people kind of corrected me and said, you know, when Jeffree Star tweeted what he tweeted about Davi being a pedophile, Jeffree worked with him afterwards, which shocked me. I thought it was, you know, Jeffree worked with him and then tweeted that and then it was over.
What do you mean you didn't have all of the facts? They were right there, 20 seconds into the video of mine that you downloaded for your video. That's a lie, Blaire. That's a lie.
And you know, this could have been a slip up, whoopsie-doo, but it really wasn't though, because even when I watch a video to get clips, which I'll do that in this video, I usually watch the entire video or most of the video, or I know the entire situation, especially if it's a new clip or it's a clip or a screenshot that's not known to a lot of people yet. Even if it is, I want to know the full context of that situation, and especially when it's a situation like the Davi Vandy and Jeffree Star thing, which again, you know, that makes me feel like ew. Every time I even think about it, it's just ugh. When it's a situation like that, you should pretty much know the full context of that screenshot, and you should know if he took it back or not. That's just watching the video. Hell, watch it 2x speed if you don't like the person or you don't like their content, even just then, to get that information. Okay, so I think I misread this tweet and didn't really comprehend it as much as I should have. You know, my niece and nephew have been over, bottles be flying, poop be flying, I gotta change them, they try to kill each other, it's a whole thing, you know what I mean? And so I was reading and editing and recording all of this during those times, or the brief times they let me rest during naps. And so reading these tweets over again, these tweets right here on screen, I have a different understanding of them, or at least I'm trying to understand. So she says that she got the tweet from Google, but she still watched the live stream part of her video. Now, I don't know if during that time other people had those live streams up when Tamimi did, but if they did and other videos had Davi Vandy's live stream in it, why didn't you go to them where you knew where it was or you watched the video before? Why would you go to a video you've never watched, not watch it, and then get that information from there? Also, did you screen record this or did you download her video? Because again, you would still have time to watch those videos, and if you like screen recorded it, it's just like, but why didn't you just download it, or why didn't you just watch that part, or why didn't you just find that on YouTube? Like, there are questions and I don't have all the answers, because though I followed this situation, it's been a long time and I have the memory of a pea, plus I haven't slept. It's a whole thing. My point is, pretty much if you can find Davi Vanity's live stream somewhere else at the time, or somewhere with somebody way more popular than Tamimi, this is questionable. Why would you do that if you could go get it somewhere else? But this is all speculation, and it's going off of if it was somewhere else before it was here. But I do agree with her in the sense of, I don't think her actions were malicious. I just think that she's stupid. And honestly, it's better to think someone is stupid and made a mistake than it is for you to think, oh, this person is just super smart and they're fucking evil genius. I think that she was just dumb. Again, depending on that option we had earlier, it might come off a bit more sketchy. Also, she's trying to use the live stream she was a part of to be like, well, see, I didn't try to hide it, I actually pushed to talk about it. And I'm just like, that doesn't mean anything. You still made the mistake, you still did a dumb bitch moment, and I can get where they think you're being a little bit more malicious than you may have been, but just this whole tweet thread, it's like, she's not good at explaining herself. And I think it's because she's trying to be petty in the heat of the moment, and you just sound sketch. Like, you just sound like you made a mistake and you don't really want to own up to it, because honestly, I'm sure hella people called you out for this during this time. I know at least one, but I know hella people probably called you out for it, whether it was in your comments or not. And if you just had said, hey, I just did this, it was a dumb mistake, you're right, I'm a dumb bitch, let me change that in that video, or let me cut that out, or let me re-upload this video, and just update the information, because it's a serious situation to where that's okay to do, and it's not copping out if you do that, this kind of would have been solved. But because she's Blaire, of course she didn't do it, because why would she do that? Why would she do the thing that made the most sense? And maybe she did apologize and I'm just not seeing it. That is also a possibility. I grabbed as many screenshots as I can, and I tried to, I tried to look these up, but these are old. And like, going through somebody's Twitter timeline or going through, it's a lot, man. You know what I mean? They could delete shit. At this point, I'm just like, this is the information that I have gathered, and if I find anything else out, I'll update you guys, but this is just what I've seen. That I assume that she didn't apologize, or when I say apologize, I mean like a regular apology, not like a, you know what I mean? Like, it's Blaire. You know what type of apology I'm talking about. The one that she gives, which don't seem so sincere because she's kind of petty about it. I don't think she gave like a sincere apology, but I could be wrong. And also to note, the Davi Vanity thing with the live stream is actually a pretty good possibility, because it's not like you can't skim through a video on YouTube. You literally can not play the video, pause it, skim through it with your mouse, and not even watch it. So that is a possibility. This doesn't have to be a malicious act, and this could very well not be a malicious act. But at this point, with these screenshots, she still does kind of look sketchy. It is a sketchy situation. She could have explained herself more and showed like, hey, you can do this. This is an option. This is the steps I took to find your screenshot, because you could still go on Google at the time and find it. I'm sure everybody else uses it, but you could be like, look up Tamimi and her thing on Google and find that out, and you could have shown that if that's what you did, that's really easy, and then showed, hey, I looked at your video, paused it, scrolled across it, saw what part the live stream was on, watched that, and then watch the rest of your video. There were ways that this could have been handled if she is telling the truth. But this is all under the speculation that she is telling the truth. But, she just isn't really even good at explaining herself, even when she's trying to make herself look less guilty. And then she later was kind of being petty and bitchy to Mimi about it, and it's just like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense of why she would do something like that. There was a tweet that she made that was just like, okay, you're being a little bit petty here. It's this one right here. This tweet basically says you care more about credit than you do the actual facts of the story, how serious this is, serious situation that I'm now fucking up and omitting information is, or that's what it seems like I'm doing. The situation that I've now fucked up and I've now spread misinformation about, that serious situation, you're worried about credit instead of how serious it is and the serious shit that needs to be told in it. Wow. Okay, got you. You're that thirsty for some credit. But she wasn't. Cause I think I already said this earlier in this video. She said she didn't want credit. She was in no way, shape, or form pressed for no damn credit. She said that she doesn't want any credit. She just wanted the message across. She doesn't care. She just wanted to spread the word. So it's like, okay, so you're deflecting now. Is that what we're doing, Blaire? Is that what we're doing now? Deflecting on the situation? Okay. See, it's hard for me to defend her now. This is where, when people show me actual shit people have done, it's like it's hard for me to ignore it or even find anything to help that person out with, you know? To be perfectly honest with you, it wasn't even just that. There are several occasions and several tweets and several people's videos that show that she just was like, "You're a clout chasing ass bitch to Mimi, you're a clout chasing ass bitch. All you want is attention. We could have hashed this out in DMs." And then it was like, people who were DMing me, I didn't see it. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I wouldn't have seen it anyways. Like, it was just some contradicting ass shit where I'm just like, okay, give me something, please. I want to not think that you're a malicious ass person or you're that stupid. Because I don't want to insult her intelligence by calling her stupid, but I also don't want to act like none of this is stupid and stupid behavior. Ignorant behavior? No. Ignorance? No. That's not ignorance. It's dumb. It's dumb. But let's get off the Tamimi thing for right now, because there are more things that she has done. Color me shocked after that one. Now the next situation of Blaire that I'm going to be talking about is how she put a totally innocent person in a video where she talked about a predator. In the video, she was talking about how a predator was allowed to read to children at some, I believe it was a drag queen story time type thing where, drag queens go to I believe libraries or schools and read to young children. Now, she did talk about a predator who actually did that and I believe went to jail. I'm not sure if they went to jail, they were just sentenced, but I believe they were in jail. But the person that she put in the thumbnail and the person that she showed clips of in that video didn't do any of that. But she still put in the video, still put them in the thumbnail as if this person had done those actions. And while I don't remember this video, I don't think, if I were someone who just saw that, I would assume it's that person. Because why are you putting them in the thumbnail like that? Why are you putting them in the video? Now, maybe she made it clear in that video. I can't really find the video, or I don't really know what the video now looks like if it's not deleted. Maybe in that video she clarified that this person has nothing to do with it, and maybe she just made that clear or something, but it still gives that implication that this person is involved in some way, which she's not the only YouTuber to do this. However, with this serious of an accusation that she's putting in this video, it gives the implication that this person is involved, or this person does it too, or this video, or it's a clip of an actual predator reading to children. And really, she didn't need to put that in there to supplement that video in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion. You could just talk about it or just show the person who did it and that was it, and then show them in the thumbnail. That actually would have been better. So again, I wouldn't say she's intentionally misleading them. I just think again she didn't think about the ramifications of her actions, which I don't want to call her dumb, but it's a really dumb thing to do. It's kind of, I wouldn't say malicious. It's kind of malicious, but I don't think she meant it. No, well, I think it is kind of strange, and I think you could see this situation as malicious because she could have used the actual predator in the thumbnail like a normal fucking person, and just used a clip from maybe the news report on the matter, and that's it. You didn't have to go the extra mile of finding someone who has nothing to do with the situation and putting them in that video. It's weird. And if you're going to do that, you can specifically be like, hey, this person isn't it, or specifically be like, this is the only person that's been involved, or make it known, or put them in the thumbnail, you know what I mean? Like, make it a little bit more significantly known. Now, this isn't out of the ordinary. People do this type of stuff all the time. When it comes to this situation, I think she just didn't think about it and didn't think about how that may come off to other people. But still, it's still a big glass of dumb bitch juice that she drank, and I don't think it's excusable in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion. Now, from what I know, she did change the thumbnail, which is probably why I can't find it. However, I don't believe she ever addressed it or said sorry, which she probably should have done, but honestly, I watched her content. Of course she's not going to do that. I don't think she really addresses things like that, especially if she thinks it's just a harmless little thing or people are overreacting. I don't think she ever really addresses stuff like that. Or, as we saw with the Tamimi situation, I think she tries to come off a little bit more condescending than I think she should. But yeah, there was that. On the note of predators, since we're on that topic, let's talk about another. Now, she exposed this person of being a predator. If you know who this person is, yeah, they're the person that was really angry in that GameStop. She made a video on them called Exposing Trans Predator Tiffany, aka GameStop Trans, and accused this person of being a predator in the title, but then also said in the video, I don't really have evidence to say that they're a predator, but like, let me still put in the title though. No, okay, now all these actions are starting to seem a bit malicious because you have no evidence of this person being a predator. Actually, in the video, you said that you have no evidence of this person being a predator. You just took photos and flimsy information and pieced it all together that way, and you didn't have to do that. Could have literally just commented on what they did or how they were acting and, you know, left it Gucci, but you went out of your way to do that. And it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So it's like, okay, well, why are you doing this? Are you trying to get views from this? Are you trying to get attention? Are you an attention seeker? What's happening here? Are you, like, at one point it stops being like I'm just someone who is shitty at getting information, and at one point it's like, okay, this seems a little bit malicious. You know what I mean? 1 time's fine, 2 times meh, 3 times there. You know what? I can't believe that this isn't a pattern at this point, you know? And let's just talk about the last thing that I found, and I'm sure there's much more, but it's the middle of the night, so I should probably go to bed because I have to get up early. She accused a third person of being a predator. Now, to be fair, no, this isn't to be fair, this is her reasoning behind it, is this person made transphobic remarks against her, apparently, and so because of that, she called them a predator to her thousands of followers, and then refused to take it back or apologize because of the trans remarks. Now, that sucks that happened, but that's like, this guy called me the N-word, so I'm gonna say he raped me, you know? Get him canceled, fired from his job, whole thing. It doesn't make it right. It really doesn't, and I would be as shitty as that person, actually. So there's this thing with people where they think that, oh, if this person did something rude to me, that makes it okay for me to fucking do something shitty to them, even worse in some cases. I'm like, no, you just both look like dickheads, you know that, right? It doesn't make you look better. In comparison, it just makes you both look like dickheads. So even though they both did something shitty, it doesn't make it any better for her to have called someone falsely a predator and then refuse to apologize for it. That's insanity. That's not okay, and it's not accepted. That's not acceptable. I can't believe that you can make these many mistakes at this point. At this point, it's like you gradually became an alcoholic when it comes to the dumb bitch juice. You know what I mean? You start off with a shot, right? Every so often. Then it went to like 2-3 glasses a day of it, right? And then you went to 2 or 3 bottles. Like, it's a whole thing. You have a problem at this point. You need to stop with the dumb bitch juice, put it down. We're gonna have an intervention, okay? We need you to do research, sweetie, or at least try, or at least when you fuck up, apologize, say sorry, say that like, oh, I fucked up, I didn't mean to, my bad. This is, from what I can see, one of the first times you like really apologized and owned up to what you did without it being like a backhand compliment, without it being like a backhand remark, without there being some dickishness behind it or anything. This is the first time with Miss Janae where you were like, oh, let me apologize for my shitty behavior and like not be a dick about it. Okay, conclusion time. Put down the bottle. Stop drinking the sauce, put down the bottle. No, but actually, I've been watching Blaire for a good while now, and I know she can speak eloquently with the utmost intelligence. I know that she's an intelligent woman, that she can really... Basically, she's smarter than this. She's smarter than how she's acting in these moments. So I don't want to think of her as dumb, but I think she has a problem that I even have. When I don't do research, I sound like a dumbass. I'm being 100% with you. It's why I ask so many questions, so I can be informed, so I can at least try to explain to people how I feel, my reasoning behind it. And that's why I changed my opinion so much, is because when I find out new information, I'm like, oh, okay, so now I have to add this to my database and form a new opinion or see if my opinion checks out. It's a whole thing. So I think her whole problem is just that she just does shitty and shoddy research. I don't agree with people that are calling her transphobic, because I've watched too many videos where people have just blatantly made accusations that she is transphobic with little to no proof, or they give just like the flimsiest evidence of that, or just like start picking stuff apart, and every 5 seconds it's, oh, well, she's transphobic, or look, see, she's transphobic, see, this is transphobic, and everything's transphobic. And it's like, I don't believe that. You can call her that if that's what you want, if that's how you feel, but I don't think that that is necessarily what it is. I think she, because of her views, how her opinion is, and who she is, she feels very strongly about certain topics, and whether it's the time she didn't do the research, whether it's the time she didn't care enough to read into it, whether it's any of these situations, I think she's just a dumb bitch who wanted to believe something, so she actively has been ignoring information to then fit whatever agenda she has. That's different, in my opinion, than being transphobic. And maybe it's just because I don't want to label somebody something without too much hard-hitting evidence, because I don't like giving people random accusations on their backs because I don't like them or because I feel some type of way. You know what I mean? If you think she's transphobic, that's fine. You can think that. I can see, where you're coming from if that's how you feel. However, I think she's just stupid. I think she's just got lazy. Someone who got lazy. Someone who was like, I'm good 90% of the time, but this little 10%, I'm gonna start lacking. I'm gonna start slacking on my research, on what I look up, what information I put out there, what information I don't put out there, what I do. I'm not gonna think about the consequences of my actions for this 10% of the time because I'm dumb. Do I think you should trust her videos? Hell no. I'm not going to. Do I think you need to discredit everything she's ever said because of that? No, I don't think so. We all should be responsible for us, and we all should be doing our own research when it comes to topics, period. Like, all the time, not just with this situation. So I think take everything she says with a grain of salt until you see evidence of the contrary, or evidence proving her right. Honestly, with everything that has been said, or everything that I've been looking up, she definitely lies a lot. And she definitely is malicious in a lot of ways. But can I say for sure that her intentions were bad? Yeah, but I like to at least consider that 5% in my mind that no, she's not a malicious person. No, she's not a dick. No, she's not a liar and a manipulator and someone who folds the truth just to fit whatever narrative she's trying to spin that week. I'm not gonna do that, especially with all the videos that are her not doing that. It's like, I just want to think these are moments and lapses in judgment that she needs to improve on. And so, in my personal opinion, I wouldn't be watching her if I want actual evidence. I would be watching her if I wanted information, right? And what I mean by that is, if you want to hear someone's side of something, if you want that type of information, opinion type thing, go there. If you want evidence for that opinion, that information, go somewhere else. Go fact check this bitch, because she's probably lying. There's like at least a 40% chance that she may be making it up. So in my opinion, that's what I would do. But that's just how I feel on the matter. If you feel a certain way, leave it in the comments below. If you have any suggestions for videos, do the same. If you want to talk about this or express this more, my DMs are always open as long as you're respectful. You could go on my Discord server and we could talk about it, whatever you feel comfortable with. With that being said, we all need to put down the bottles of dumb bitch juice and just drink some water, cleanse ourselves out. I will see you guys later. BB.